And I'm Jennifer Hoff. There is a lot of damage, and it's very widespread from the Lloyd district to the Pearl district. This is the third night that these protesters have been out there. It started very small, to be clear, with a group of peaceful protesters and quickly turned into what police called a riot tonight. We certainly wish the same for them, and this is unlike anything that people have seen, and Jeff said, happening right in really the most popular part of the gorge. Again, all of the employees out of those two businesses got out safely. They actually smelled something unusual, smelled something funny, knew to call their managers. Managers knew to tell them to evacuate, and within about 10 minutes or so, that explosion then happened. They are lucky to be alive. Damian Lillard combined to score 63 points for the Blazers tonight, though.
Wow, Jennifer, have you ever thought about doing sports? I'm like seriously impressed right now. That was like really good. Oh, yeah.
Thanks.
The energy. You sound like you know what you're talking about. No,
well, if you saw
yeah.
my bracket, you would not think I knew what I was talking
No,
about.
but you do. Like you were cluing me in too earlier this evening.
Did you fill out a bracket?
I didn't really do one this year, so I'm just kind of watching it for fun.
Everybody's is busted.
I heard.
Kristen knows her weather, though, and she's saying it's going to be another beautiful day tomorrow. I don't know how you get through these. I'm the one who sits up here, like, bawling over here watching these stories. Oh, that will be so neat.
I think it's really important to get a better sense here from Madras about exactly what people were doing and how they were feeling during the total solar eclipse, because like I mentioned, Madras here in Central Oregon, just a small town of about 6,200 people, had probably the best viewing point in the entire country, for sure in the entire state.
Jennifer, you grew up in Minnesota, and I imagine the story just dominated the headlines.
Yeah, I've really struggled with it the past few days. It was huge when this news broke over the weekend. It really changed the way we grew up. It really influenced how little kids grew up then. I mean,
feeling of safety,
yes,
whether you could go out
and
by
not
yourself.
just there in Minnesota. I think all around the country. I mean, it was such a big deal when that happened. I remember when my teachers would wear buttons with his picture on it.
Okay.
And again, just really influenced how my family raised us and how kids, I think, grew up. And to see some closure for this, finally, for that family, it's a big deal. It's really emotional after so long.
27 years later.
Yeah, and Patty Wetterling, I have to just recognize her, because she has been such a leader and changed laws and has been so positive, and still today said, hug your loved ones, eat ice cream, laugh, and have fun. That's something that you can do to honor Jacob and that family. I'm Jennifer Hoff. Jeff Gianola is off tonight. And in those explosions, we know 8 people were hurt, including 3 firefighters, 2 police officers, and 3 civilians. Only 1 firefighter is still in the hospital tonight. And investigators are digging through all of that rubble there on the ground, and the fire chief says it will be a very tedious process. They will have to analyze every piece of debris to make sure they don't miss anything while still trying to find the cause of these explosions. And tonight there are so many questions. How did this happen? Who might be to blame? And just what went wrong? Those are details we'll hopefully learn as this investigation plays out. But our Cole Miller is digging deeper into that company that nicked the line tonight, and he's live for us. So Cole, what exactly have you learned tonight? Remember, we told you 8 people were hurt in this blast. The firefighter who you see here, who was most hurt, spoke to us from his hospital bed tonight. That is good to see. Lisa's right. That area is usually so busy with traffic. So hopefully people heeded the warnings and either got home earlier, or they're just staying home now to start, and maybe having a glass of wine as they try and warm up through the night. Thanks, Lisa.
That's more like it, right?
What happened to a traditional card or some candy or a simple hug or I love you? Yeah. Put your phones down, people.
Unless you're going to play Tom Jones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought it was a terrible game. I mean, I think Houston's better than that. And I've been a huge fan of J.J. Watt since he played with the Badgers, and I'm shocked that they didn't score a single point.
Yeah, it's amazing what a coaching staff can do for a team.
Here is what we know tonight. Militia leader Ammon Bundy is under arrest. We also found out that that community meeting that Dale was going to, it went on as scheduled at the John Day Senior Center, and I spoke to a resident who described what happened at that meeting when news of this gunfight broke.
When did you get word that something had happened?
22 years ago, Tyrone Thies gunned down 3 women at a gas station, and he's been on the run ever since. Now, those women's family have not spoken publicly since then. Until now, you'll hear their plea and see the evidence police are sharing for the first time in this edition of KOIN 6 Unsolved.
We're all here for the same reason.
Under the cover of darkness,
Because we're all family.
a group gathers in Gresham to shine light on the crime some here think has long gone cold.
This is the first time that somebody has been interested in even doing anything about the case.
I called Rose Smeltzer last month to talk about her mother 22 years after she was killed.
She was really a happy person. She would do anything for anybody.
In 1994, 51-year-old Rosalie Gertz worked at the Leathers Oil Company gas station, an abandoned building now on the city's east side that was crawling with cops on January 17th.
But I just remember them saying, Rosalie is gone. And I said, gone where? Where'd you go? She's dead.
Gresham police say Tyrone Thies shot Rosalie and two other workers, Kay Endicott and Mary Beth Carey.
I worry that he might hurt somebody else, because what's to stop him?
Rosalie's sister still wants answers.
How did he get away so easily without even being seen? You know, somebody had to have helped him.
Because the now 42-year-old suspect has never been seen again.
Where is he?
That's the million-dollar question.
Officer John Rasmussen says the department received its latest tip just 6 months ago.
The evidence on the table here is only a small portion of what was collected that day.
This evidence has never been seen before.
There's a strong case against Tyrone.
Pieces of a puzzle that also haven't uncovered many answers.
Do you think they've forgotten about the case?
The police? I don't think they ever forget about a cold case. I think it just sits in their car and just eats away at them. They want to do their job. They want to find this man.
Police say Thies skipped town a few days after the shooting at the gas station. They showed me these crime scene photos for the first time. Thies worked with the victims here, but quit when he was suspended for stealing. After police say he killed them, Thies stole thousands more dollars, and his cousin, Larry Scherf, was in the getaway car that Lori Stevens was driving.
You're a very evil person, because only evil does something like that.
Charlene's harsh words for the man accused of killing her sister
It's how she was, always smiling and happy.
are replaced with beautiful pictures
Her eyes stand out.
of a person she says can still light up the darkness that gripped her family so long ago.
If he's alive, let him answer for it. Let him go through the court process if he chooses. You know, it's not a given that he would be found guilty, but it's a given that he needs to come forward.
And a couple other notes. 2 years after the crime, a passerby found skeletal remains near the Troutdale airport. The medical examiner even asked for Thies' dental records, but forensic studies would later determine it wasn't him. Also, Larry Scherf and Lori Stevens were arrested not long after that murder. They served 10 years in prison. Larry was not home when I went to talk to him, and Lori denied my interview request. But if you know anything about this cold case, call Gresham's tip line at 503-618-2719.
Portland's Race for the Cure is this weekend, and you will be there.
We're getting so excited. There will also be something brand new there that might convince a lot of people to sign up.
Hi. Oh, hi. I know.
It's no secret.
I know.
Dogs are a man's best friend.
Mommy's right here.
But for Suzanne Fountain, little Fiona is family.
I actually got Fiona in the middle of my chemo, and she would just lay right in between my legs on the bed when I was feeling at my worst sometimes. So it's a really nice thing to have those little creatures around you.
Suzanne was diagnosed with breast cancer last year, 3 weeks before her wedding. And when a clinical trial didn't work, Suzanne first endured 6 months of chemotherapy.
I was blessed that I had a routine where I could still work. I had amazing employees that just picked up the pieces as they needed to.
She owns 4 local doggy daycares and is sponsoring this year's new Pups in Pink portion of Race for the Cure.
It dawned on us that our 4-legged family members are part of our family, and they're part of that journey on the breast cancer continuum of care. And so we are very delighted to have permission as an organization to be able to have our dog family members join us.
Suzanne would then go on to have a double mastectomy, followed by 30 days straight of radiation.
Having that dog just sitting there, sometimes on your chest, looking at you, makes all the difference, so that you're not alone.
So while some dogs are best friends, others family, in some cases they can also be
Mommy's right here, baby.
A lifesaver.
There's nothing better than just having that unconditional love around you.
The Race to the Cure is Sunday. If you walk or run with your dog, they have to be on a leash, but not the retractable kind. They also have to have their current vaccinations. Are you bringing your dog?
I think so. Depends.
You have a lot to do.
Okay. Yeah, I'm hosting
She's
the
hosting,
event
so
again,
right.
which we're so excited to do. And yeah, so I might bring the dog, but I think this will really get a lot of people out there because they are their family members.
Special
they
bond.
help them through it, or you know, it's just good to run with your dog. So if you have any more questions about the race in general, you can sign up for Jen's Joggers too. I have a team as well, or how to register your dog. We put all those answers to your questions on KOIN.com.